Hi, I will try to explain what I did in this largo in the Sonata 10 by Marcello, number 10, by Benedetto Marcello. I will play a bass recorder, but of course you can play it with a baroque flute or with an alto recorder. We will follow my recording with bass, done with the harpsichord. When the bass is so slow, it's not easy to play with, because there is the long moment of silence, and of course we have in our head and our brain the tempo, but it's not exactly the same. Also it's the same person. That was me playing harpsichord and after bass. We think the tempo in a different way when we have a lot to do or nothing to do, difficult note or easy notes. So it's not easy to go with. So sometimes the two parts are not perfectly, with not perfect coincidence, temporary coincidence, but it's not a problem. Some flexibility help the music to seem and to be more natural. So we will listen what happened. Okay, what we can do? There was a legatura, not written, but I did the first dotted eighths legato tied with the 16ths that will be after. This is typical from the Baroque period. Instead of the shorter legata of what happened after, it's more in the style, and we find a lot of this legatura written by the authors when the shorter is legata in what happened before. Has, when it was not dotted eighths but just eighths, and this more natural and more elegant that with the second eighth legato with the third. It's more typical from the Baroque style, the first eighth legato with the second. Sometimes when you have this music with the dotted note, tutum, 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 it's better if you play with all notes of the same length, tu, 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 so you understand better the music. So this is the first thing. The second thing, the trill in the fifth bar, okay, what happened after? Okay, the same structure, and then the trill per natural F, trill start with G, is not easy because you have to move your thumb. Normally the breath has to be between the two E. This was my mistake, not a great mistake, but I breathed after the second E. It was better between the two E. And then A, C, and then again trill, this time upon D, so I have to make A, C, E. And then on the long E in the second line, mordente. When there is written F, G, E, I did F, E, F, G. There are 16ths, but I make the first longer. Instead of, it was possible. But making the first F longer, it's more related with doom, do doom, do doom, do 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 doom. Now, what happened now, it's something written by the author. It's very interesting, the legature proposed by the author. We have 4/16 and Marcello asked us to make legato the 16 number 2, 3 and 4. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It was a possible other solution. Each 2 or 4. Or the last 2. I'm speaking about the legature. But it's interesting that Marcello put like isolated or cut or underline the last 3 notes. Pam, pow, pam, pow, pam, pow. And another interesting thing that we have to learn, playing this music we can learn a lot, is that it uses the same structure also when the shape of the notes of the melody is different. It makes legato a mordente and also that is not a mordente, F, E, D. Okay, we will listen. Okay, as you can listen, I did the first note of each bar a little longer. Instead of it was not incorrect, but was a little mechanical. I make a little longer the first. Okay. In the fact that not to play the note all egal, all the same, all it's very, you have to be very careful. It's a way of making something elegant and more natural, but it could be, if you make exaggerated, rubato, it's too much, it's without taste or with the wrong taste. Okay. Pathetic, the second bar. When you repeat something a lot, there is something, it's not boring, it's pathetic, it's like, oh, what my pain is so great. And then the rhythm in the third bar, I didn't play 8s, dotted 8s, 16, 8s, 8s, but I played with the same rhythm of the beginning. Toom, tutum, tutum, tutum. It is written but my performance is I think it's more correct. the way of writing in this period was very, they wrote music very fast and without paying attention on these details, because they know that all the people will play in the correct way. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. So sometimes they write 2 eighths, dotted eighths. I think that they don't know the double dot. So if we want to have the F16, we have to put 2 dots on the G. But I think that in this period they never write a double dot. So it was also for these people difficult to write a 16th on the F. Sometimes Handel write in the same position a G quarter, then a dotted quarter, and then a rest of 16. So it can write F16, and then trill upon D. Then there is a change of register from lower C and higher C, and I put the scale totally legato with tonguing on the first C and on the last C. Do, ta. We will listen. Okay, something interesting to tell. First, it is possible that the C in the second bar, C, D, C, D, C, B, was an appoggiatura of B, and because it's a dissonance on the bass, so probably the text has to be C, D, C, D, B, B, C, B, C, A, C, A, C, G sharp. This is the normal text. Instead of B, they put this appoggiatura. But if we make the Do, the C legato with the B, we cannot do ta, 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 ta. So you have to decide what you prefer. If you prefer the C legato with the B, or you prefer to underline to make clear pam pa pam pa pa, pam pa pam pa pa, pam pa pam pa pa. You cannot make both. In this point I played ti 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 ti. So I killed the appoggiatura. We will listen. And now, long A, in which you have nothing to do, just to listen the bass. Bim, 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 bim. And after put the B. Long A. For this way, I bred between B, A and B. Ta-ra-ra. Ta-ta! Because I thought that I was not able to do A, B, A, B, A. The bass eat a lot of air, so I did something stylistically not really correct. I cut the legatura between A and B. Ta-ra-ra, ta-ra, but I needed to make a very long A. with the trill upon F sharp. And then I had a long E, and after another E, I decided to put some not written note. E, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. The problem is that I am arrived at the second E a little before the bass. This happens when you make a self duo. The same that I did in the first line, probably. Okay. This is interesting, the same between E, F sharp and D sharp. E, D sharp, E, F sharp, E, because the trill upon D sharp starts with E. Another thing, the C sharp after the D sharp, I did an 8 and not a 16. Not. It was possible, but I prefer to make something more calm. As in the bar 5. And here, that's implied that this D sharp doesn't go with the A of the bass. Bass make B, A, G, F, E. But they're not coincident, rhythmical coincidence. This is an Emiola. E, E, D, G, C. So E, D, and C are minima. The G is an ornament. E, D, C, B of the same length. We trill upon C. And then the same pattern as before. Two mordente, A, B, A, G, F, G, F, E, D, E, D. Okay. C, B, and then trill between B and A, but without repeating the B. And then something very modern, a lower G going to an higher G sharp. This is Schoenberg. There is the harmonical reason, it's a chord of G major going to a chord of E major, but it's unusual. Between D and G I put an appoggiatura of F. When there is written G, I put an F sharp. We will listen. On the higher C, I put something that Bach loved a lot, a third minor, A, B, C. I did. You remember? The aria Erbarme dich from Matthaus Passion. The same, A, G sharp, A, B, trill upon G sharp, and then F, E. Here I was lost. As you can see, it's not mechanical, but is the shape, and not so, not you can do it, but it's a little like a cuckoo. Okay, and upon C, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, I started on G sharp, but I was arrived at the E before the moment in which I had to do E. So I have to continue until D sharp. My idea was, but I arrived at the E before the tempo, so I had to continue. When you make some ornaments, you have to be sure where you are arriving, when and which note. If you arrive before the written note, you have to continue your ornament. Now I recognize. Okay, I will continue after because I have to go with the dogs. Here we are. I go out with 3 dogs and coming back with 4. This can happen in Spain. The new one, baptized, the name is Nico. Now I recognize the problem is that it was not easy to understand when to finish these ornaments. Because the bass make nothing at the beginning of the bar. because the D of the beginning of the bar, zitti, shh, the D at the beginning of the bar, it's long, D. So the flute arrived, the recorder, the player arrived alone in this new bar. Okay, we will listen what happened after. For a moment, I have to organize again my workspace. Zitti, shh. Nico is falling in love from Maya Marini. Nothing complicated. A, D, C, B, A. But I don't make a trill upon C, I make a trill upon B. But my trill finish when and where it's written B. D, C, B, B, C, B, C, B, C, B, C, B, C, B, A. Because I interpret the C as a appoggiatura and first note of the trill. Another solution was, but I did. Okay, buono Nico. Shh. And now. Nothing complicated. The last sentence of the page is done as is written. Sorry, a G sharp. And now, instead of B, C, I did G sharp, A, B, C. And after a mordente in levare before the beat. And at the end, instead of sh, instead of A, I did a long appoggiatura. You can make long appoggiatura only at the end, or upon a note that is surely and all know what has to happen. Has to happen on A, and we will have the appoggiatura G sharp A. Okay, see you. I hope it's been useful. Bye bye.